Hello and welcome to the New Normal with Steve Benaquist. I'm New Normal and this is the Steve Benaquist. Hey everyone, welcome to the New Normal Lounge where yours truly is kicking it with a cool glass of room temperature water. I hope all of yours, all of uses and y'alls, uses, a little more water. See, use is how we say y'all in the North. It's the plural you. I hope uses New Normal is good. Mine's fine. I'd say, speaking as a progressive liberal person, or just a person who doesn't hate foreigners, I'm kind of psyched by the new normal that in this country, that the new president, just dropped in the lap of Congress a pretty groovy, comprehensive immigration plan. You know, it's not the final thing. He knows that everyone's going to have to throw their 2 cents in the pot, but that's a hell of a lot better than just saying, we're building a wall and that's it. So that's great. My personal new normal is pretty good too. I slept amazingly last night because I ran the day before, ran hard, and went jogging. And I hadn't done so in a few days. And basically, I had COVID a year ago, I think, back in February, like this time a year ago. And whenever I go a little while without exercise, it really takes it out of me afterwards. So I fell asleep in front of the television well before midnight. It was early for me. So I slept like a newborn babe. And speaking of newborn babe, I don't know if any of you saw my little deep fake video, my 15-second thing that I dropped, I think yesterday, 2 days ago. Check it out. It's on the channel. Maybe I'll put it back in here so you don't have to bother. And you know what? I'll make a new one and pop it on at the very end, just a little tiny quickie. And that's it. I normally would give you a little preview of what was to come, but I'm going to surprise us all. Even I haven't looked. I haven't answered any of your letters in some time, so we're going to dig into the new normal mailbag right about now. First up, we have Cliff from Dutch Trails, Wyoming. Cliff says, Dear Steve, I love your show. I also have a model train collection that is second to many. By the way, what's up with the Lil before your name in the title card? Why is it Lil Steve Benaquist? Why, oh why, Steve? Cliff, thank you for the letter. Congrats on your model train set, I guess. And the Lil thing goes back somewhere less than 10 episodes. There was one where someone wrote in that they couldn't put their finger on it, but this show had a hip-hop energy, and they reasoned that because so many great successes in the world of hip-hop have Lil in front of their name, that couldn't hurt this show if it were the new normal with Lil Steve Benaquist. So, you know what? And we have seen a big jump in numbers, and it's hard to pinpoint it, but it seems like they might be rap fans from some of the other letters I've been getting. So yeah, that's what that's about.
Hey, Steve. I have been putting some thought
into this. That's my producer, Lyle Gerber.
But what if you wore a sideways baseball cap? You know?
Yes, you're right, Lyle. We could do that.
Think about
it. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to suit the show. All right, moving on to the next letter. We got Diane in Latin Falls, Idaho. Diane says, Dear Steve, I love your show. Not to brag, but I've been to every country in North America. By the way, Steve, when is this Waba Grill thing ever going to end? It's getting a little tired. Well, you know, Diane, thank you for the letter, for your impressive travels.
Maybe I better answer that.
Lyle, I can handle this. That's my show, and it's only by my good graces that this
because they're delicious.
Mentioned.
Come on.
For those that may have forgotten, Lyle Gerber, my executive producer, has been pushing me to get a sponsor for the show.
I guess, like a smart person.
Yes. Well, I disagree. I'm doing just fine with my contributions and donations from viewers who enjoy the show. We are using the Valderrama microphone, the Bradley Bob's lighting system. We're breathing the air that is combined quant slob, most of the elements, and Susie Williams, The Oxygen. So it's, and there's others too. So we don't need this sponsor. However, as a favor to Lyle, who has gotten into some deep debt, which you already
Come
admitted
on.
to on the show, so I'm not airing any dirty laundry. Deep debt
It's not that
to
deep.
Mr. DeHoward, who is the owner-manager of the franchise at the corner of Vermont and Santa Monica here in Los Angeles. And there's your plug. You don't even get to do it this episode. I just mentioned them. Go down there and get yourself an Asian-inspired meal.
Waba dabba
That's what the Lil's about. The Waba. I don't know how much longer it's going to go. Lyle, maybe next episode you can tell me how much of your debt remains. Maybe I'll just lend it to you.
You don't have that kind of money.
All right. Third up, we have Norm from European Wells, Florida. Dear Steve, my name is Norm, and my friends joke that I'm such a big fan of your show that they call me Noon Norm. I laugh, but I don't get it. My question to you is, why are you still in the Noon Normal Lounge? I love it. It seems like a place I'd want to hang out and, yes, have a beer with you. Plus you have, as you call it, the Himalayan sea salt lamp. And, but since your goal is to get picked up by CNN, I fear you may not be projecting that kind of image. Sincerely, Norm. Norm, or Noon Norm, as your friends call you, don't worry about it. It works. The New Normal Lounge, well, the studio is still under construction. We've moved locations, and frankly, also, a hole got cut in my very best dress shirt. And if I don't have the proper dress shirt to wear with the tie and the jacket, what am I going to do? Sit here on this couch, lounging in the studio? I would not be projecting lounging fully, nor would I be projecting a trustworthy newscaster. So I think you're just going to have to know that that although I'm kicking it, I'm also continuing to be your reliable guide to the new normal in these changing, early, crazy, roaring 20s. Next letter. We have Carla in African Hills, California. Carla says, Dear Steve, I'm a gorgeous former model who saw how lame the modeling world is and left it behind. Now all I do is get high and read to the blind. Also, I really hate Rush Limbaugh. I really feel he should die soon. Is that something you have any say in? If it is, I'd be very grateful. Heart, 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 instead of the dots at the end. What date is this? Several days ago. All right, well, Carla, it's neither this way nor that to me how gorgeous you are, although I'd like to make all my viewers grateful. And I'm glad that you're reading the blind, and I hope your being high doesn't interfere with that. Anyway, I can't say how much I had to do with it, but your wish is my command, because Rush Limbaugh is dead. I don't know if your particular bone to pick with him was that he was an enormous sexist or racist or just sort of a hateful bully in general, loudmouth and spreader of poisons, or if it was something personal. Maybe he dinged your car in a parking lot 20 years ago. Either way, he's gone, so check that one off your list. Just a couple letters more. We got one here from Sam in South American Falls, Alaska. I read it slowly because it was smeared. I'm sorry. Dear Steve, your beard is looking totally on point. Well, thank you, Sam. Steve, I heard Georgia is going to get rid of some 1863 law that allows Georgians to arrest anyone they suspect of committing a crime, as if they were all cops. Why would they want to get rid of that? Crime is bad, and that law basically makes everyone into a cop. Lots of cops equals no crime, right? Prove me wrong. Signed, Sam. Well, Sam, while your theory sounds reasonable, if you look at where the law was passed and when the law was passed, that's Georgia in 1863, the crimes committed might be slaves running away because they'd just been freed by the Emancipation Proclamation to racist and slave-owning white Southerners. It's as if your car suddenly grew legs and ran away on its own. property stealing itself. So in that kind of a background, the law never has really lost that root. So I understand. I haven't been to Georgia very much. But I don't think that it is a crime-free haven of peace any more than anywhere else is that doesn't have that law. So although interestingly, I was just reading another news item that says the governor of Alabama contacted the governor of Georgia and said, hey, if you're not using that law anymore, can we have it? So, there you go. All right, one more letter, and that is from Pat in Flat Plains, Kansas. Thank you, Pat. Anyway, that just about does it for this episode of The New Normal. Although, wait, I'll throw in this little deep fake for you right here. I believe Janet Yellen has been in the news. What have you got to say, Janet?
Janet Yellen!
I see, just shouting your own name. All right, well, that's it for this episode, and until next time, I'm Steve Benaquist reminding you that if it ain't new, it ain't normal.